As a marketer, so obviously a lot of marketers listen to this show, it's interesting too the opportunities that are happening and that you can think through on how to turn your agency into a Web3 agency or how to start driving traffic. Like one of the things I think we were talking about this, and we might still do it, is buying land, which this is going to sound super weird unless you get it, but I still think it's a genius idea. We're media buyers, so buying land, and instead of like building homes, building big advertisers, like just building like basically just big billboards for advertising and buying land all over the place and renting that out. It's essentially display ads, right? Like it's the same exact thing. And so as a marketer, everything that you're doing as a media buyer, marketer, whatever it is you're doing, you've got to start thinking, how do I start leveraging some of this stuff? Even some are risky situations, but if you think that this is going to be a long-term situation, which I believe it is, there's definitely opportunities to even real estate, all the things, right? There's so much that you can do here. That's so much to explore still,
Yeah, I mean that's the trillion-dollar question, right? Is like after our phones stop becoming the main medium for how we like ingest content, what do you do as an advertiser? We're so used to, for the last decade plus, creating ads and marketing around the idea that our consumer is going to take that content in on an iPhone, on a Mac, on an iPad, in a social media feed, right? Or watching a YouTube video. And that's the way they're going to get our message. When that medium changes and it becomes VR, AR, that's a paradigm shift in how we create ads. What does advertising even look like? Who controls the distribution and management of those ads, especially if you remember you're decentralized, like how does that work, right? How do you target people when the whole value proposition of Web3 is anonymity and controlling your data, right? There's all these big questions and hurdles that need to be answered and overcome. Somebody's going to figure it out. There's going to be lots and lots of money made. There's going to be totally new categories created. But in the interim, I agree. I think you're going to see this. It'll be interesting. I think what's going to happen, like you said, is it's almost like a reset, like of how advertising evolved in the physical world, right? Pre-computers, it started with, there was newspapers and billboards and sign and like old school stuff, then radio, right, then TV, then internet. I almost see like that happening in the metaverse where it's like starts real basic, like digital billboards, digital signs, because that's what you can put on land, right, but then evolving, like, I don't know, like in the future, does VR get so good that your VR character has a phone or a display that you're watching in there, and then it's like an Inception thing, like on the app on that digital phone, do you go back to running like Facebook ads? Like I don't know, it's could be something nuts like that.
You know who's gonna knock this out of the park, and I don't know how to, like, without being weird, figure out how to like find out who's gonna be first. It's gonna be the porn industry.
Oh yeah, they're ahead.
They're the best marketers in the world. So how's the porn industry going to start tapping into this? If you can pay attention to that without like actually the porn side, just the marketing side of how the porn industry is going to do this, I bet you can find like, oh, this is the future right there. Boom. Because they're already ahead. I don't know what they're doing. We're going to try to figure this out, but they're doing something. And it's not just like the VR porn stuff. It's like how they're marketing inside, what the ads look like, what the connection, what are they buying land wise? Like, what are they building out? Right. Because a lot of that stuff can also be really, really subtle when you're buying stuff, and you can buy restaurants, you can buy whatever you do with your land is yours now. So like you're really building communities from scratch and figuring out how to best to leverage that situation.
Yeah, I think, and then in the interim, I think one of the other cool things that brands could start doing, and I've seen a few brands doing this, is like integrating with a MetaMask or a wallet in your e-commerce store.
Yep.
And using that as like, so one of the companies we're looking at on the NFT side that we may talk about in the future, they sell physical collectibles, physical products. And when you own their NFT, one of the perks is you get discounts, you get access to secret shops, you get access to secret products. And so when you go to their store, you connect your wallet, it checks and sees, okay, you own the NFT. This is the NFT you own. So you get access to these deals. You get access to this special section of my store. I think that's pretty cool in the short run. I think in my opinion, like every luxury brand should be doing that. Like if you buy a Lamborghini or a Rolex or whatever it is, like a Gucci, Louis Vuitton bag, like you should also get like an NFT version of it.
That'd be sick.
And that gives you access to, early drops, like a secret store, secret collections. The fact that not every single luxury brand is like, maybe a lot of them are, they just haven't, they're just doing it slow, hasn't rolled out something like that is crazy.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot to Powerhouse members about us as a service connecting Shopify with MetaMask to start tokenizing their stuff. There's I forget the name of the brand. I was just listening to this on another podcast, and they were interviewing them. So they sell THC drinks. It's not CBD. It's full like weed drinks, right? Which is illegal essentially. So what they do is they don't actually sell that. So they had to figure out a payment processing system. And so what they did is they built an NFT where you get like a license plate, like a cool art license plate, and as a gift, you get sent the 6-pack of the drinks. And so that's how they don't sell the drinks. You get those things for free in certain wherever the THC stuff's available, whatever. And so they're selling. They were like, dude, they've just been selling out like crazy. I'm gonna find the podcast and find the name so we can put it on the notes if we can. But that kind of stuff is how. That's brilliant. Like you're going to be able to start. I mean, essentially you can sell anything if you're not selling it, but you're selling something else and giving that away.
Yeah, that's a very, very interesting concept,
right?
Especially as now Facebook now allows for NFT marketing. You like Twitter, all this TikTok still doesn't, but I imagine they will very soon. But as soon as that's the case, yeah, I mean, any product category banned from advertising on these platforms
can be sold.
That's a huge market. If you can come in and you can do the NFT, like do the service for any of these brands that can't advertise on Facebook, TikTok, Google, and you can say, hey, we'll help you. We'll allow you to advertise on these channels. This is what you do.
Yeah.
That's massive. I mean, even I'm thinking like even our industry with the political stuff, like you have to have the political disclaimers. There's a lot of requirements that make it harder to advertise, more expensive to advertise. If you could create some type of NFT that's, not political, but like one of the perks is that you get access to this political stuff.
Yeah. It's just a bonus.
That's cool.
Right.
I think that needs to get explored in much more detail.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think the opportunity with that for everything that is usually banned or everything that you sell that, the big media companies don't like you selling, it was just so awesome. And for the merchants now, like merchants connecting, like, hey, we can process this because you're selling water bottles that are like art looking things, but they're going to be sending you free refills of weed water. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I think that's very cool. Definitely need to explore that.